Hello everyone! We are in the EU Youth Conference in Riga that takes place from 23rd till 26th of March. This is the second structured dialogue EU Youth Conference under the trio presidency's priority: how to empower young people for political participation in democratic life in Europe. More than 220 young people and policymakers traveled from all around Europe so that for 3.5 days to produce joint recommendations on how to empower young people for political participation. In EU Youth Conference, we also had special guests: Minister of Education and Science of Republic of Latvia, Marīte Seile, and also special guest from European Commission, Mr. Antonio Silva Mendes.
But the question is, how can we use this initiative to reach the young people and to reach the young people in a sustainable way?
I do expect that after the conference I will receive the very practical recommendations from the youth, how to involve more youth into political process and how to build political landscape which is much more friendly for youth and much more attractive for youth.
In panel discussion we had inspiring and awesome personalities that not only inspired young people but also provoke them to think out of the box about political participation. Saskia Nauk from Federal Agency for Civic Education, Thomas Dejelan, Associated Professor for Political Sciences from Ljubljana, and Mr. Didrik Dischetsen, that is the head of the Communication Department from Party ALDE. For 3.5 days, all policymakers and young people were working on 7 topics, such as youth work role in political participation, civic education in schools, and youth-friendly tools for political participation. After the hard work, there comes also a fun part. In the second day of the conference, we had a reception by Riga City Council, where we were enjoying orchestra and a lot of Latvian traditional folk dances.
I would say that young people are both the headache and the hope for Europe today. I would say that we are a hope in the sense that we can give the European Union sustainability and legitimacy, but also that we are a headache, that we are actually demanding to be the hope. And that can sometimes be frustrating for all involved parts, but then I think that if we have an equal dialogue, we will overcome the headache and we will only be the hope.
There is literally nothing more important than thinking about what will come next. And that is something that politicians often neglect because they have a bit of a 4-year or 3-year thinking, depending on their election period. Because we are the people who will be shaping our continent a couple of years from now. So we better be well educated and we better be tolerant and inclusive people.
I would say that social media has made a big impact on this situation. Youths are there and they are also active on Facebook, Twitter, and they are voicing their opinion that way, which is not the classic way, as you are saying, on the traditional voting at elections. And the problem is that the political parties which are receiving this feedback, they don't have the appropriate infrastructure to address all these issues which are being discussed on social media. It's very easy for a youth to put the comment on social media, but then what happens with that comment is still a vague question.
Young people has to understand, to be aware that out of these doors there are so many thousands of young people not involved in political and civic participation, they have not access to some tools. The solution is not in Brussels. Now we can cooperate on this, but the solution is at a local level and also inside the new way, the new instrument of participation that they are using as a volunteering, as a civil in commitment, as advocacies, as social networks. Everything is useful for this, but we as institution have to understand better in which new way we have to dialogue with them.
The things that are discussed here in Riga After that, they will be further discussed until the Luxembourg conference, where we will reach the end of the dialogue process with the young people. And from there on, we will bring these discussions with young people. Also, we will try and integrate them into the discussions of the ministers of youth that will meet in November this year.
Dear friends, what happened in Riga should absolutely not stay in Riga.